Prepare yourselves for a battle of epic proportions between two titans. Feast upon their voices and revel in their words. This is Dueling Ogres.
Hello, Ogres, and welcome to episode 151. Thank you for joining us, as always, on this affiliated Wednesday evening, Earth date April 25th, 2018. I'm your host, Remington Hitchcock, and with me, as always, my co-host, Brandon Full. Say hello, Brendan!
I'm tired.
Wake up, you fucking bitch!
That did it. You pushed me over the edge. I'm awake now.
Yes! My arms, they're up in the air! How are you?
I'm tired.
We established that. How are you otherwise?
I'm pretty good.
That's good. How was work?
It was worky. I got held over today helping some people. So I was there like 45 minutes past when I normally leave.
Did you build a new robot rocket?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Because famously I work at Japanese NASA. I don't know if we ever mentioned that. JAXA.
Yeah, no, we didn't. No, it was JAPSA.
Oh yeah, that's right. So that's where I work now. So yeah, they just build Gundams onto their rockets.
He choked me up, man.
So I got held up helping some 15-year-old girls fit into their Gundam outfits, into their flight suits.
To be fair, we would all be held up by that.
Yeah, they're rainbow-colored flight suits.
At least our pants would be.
I said 15.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
Remington. Just say, well, I mean, and leave it at that. You fucking creep.
Oh, no, that's gross. We don't condone that. Jeez.
We just got affiliated. You gotta cover your ass.
Wake up, sheeple.
What?
I have no idea. I have been sleep deprived.
Yeah. This might be one of those episodes.
Oh, I'm laughing like a damn idiot. Jeez. Get your ass together, Rem.
You fucking bitch.
It sounds so much more smarmy when you do it.
Yeah, you were more like Beetlejuice.
Nice fucking model. Man, Michael Keaton was so good as Beetlejuice.
Yeah, he carried that movie for sure.
I know that he's a good actor, but I just want to say again, man, he is a good actor.
Just for the ones in the back?
Yeah, just for the people who forgot about him.
I watched Batman recently, the one with Penguin and Catwoman, and Michael Keaton was really good in that too.
Yeah.
He's quiet. He didn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Because he's Michael Keaton. He just has to exist as the Bat. He doesn't have to be anything past the Bat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think that's what makes a good Bruce Wayne?
That he takes a back seat?
No, just in general. If you were to cast a Bruce Wayne, what would you look for? Would you want a quiet?
That's an excellent question, Brandon. I honestly don't know, because Batman to me is always fairly subdued. It's the characters around him who are larger than life, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Batman has his larger than life characteristics, trained by fucking monks in the middle of nowhere,
Dresses like a giant bat.
But I mean, past that, he's pretty boring. I mean, master detective, master of martial arts, but I mean, when all of your bad guys, by and large, are over the top crazy people, I know he takes out other crime as he goes, but after a while, Gotham is just swarmed by supervillains.
Yeah.
So, at that point, how much detective work do you really need,
Yeah, it's just there was some chattering teeth left at the crime scene. Guess it's the fucking Joker.
Yep. Womp womp.
Good detective work, Batman.
Yeah. Great job, Bats. You're a real mensch.
Mensch?
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like the Joker would say that he was a mensch.
So the Joker has some Jewish heritage?
I don't know, maybe.
Or he just likes the Yiddish?
Yeah, I would say that he probably just likes the Yiddish.
Yeah.
The Jews are traditionally a very funny people.
Mm-hmm. Traditionally, yes.
Traditionally.
Have you been doing anything, Remington?
Ask Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks is a very hilarious man.
I have been doing stuff, Brandon. I streamed Soma last night.
And Soma is what?
You guys had been talking about it, and there was chatter going on in our Discord, and I think you had actually told me about your playthrough of it.
I didn't play through it. I watched a playthrough of it.
Oh, you watched a playthrough. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I got to a point last night where you were talking about a little floaty thing that follows you around.
Yeah.
And opens the door for you with the laser that's on the front of him.
Yeah.
And I ran into that point, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is what Brandon was talking about."
Oh, you got pretty decently far then.
Yeah, I mean, I played for 4 hours, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so Soma is okay, here's what I think. This is I haven't played through it, so I don't know if you can actually call this spoilers to a fucking 3-year-old game.
Yeah. I think it'll be safe.
Yeah. But you start off and you had recently suffered some head trauma in a car accident and your girlfriend was killed. So you're going to get this brain scan, and it's an experimental brain scan where they basically map your brain and treat it. From what I've gathered, they treat your brain injuries in a controlled environment, in a made up environment, simulated. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
They scan your brain, and then they use different techniques to treat your problem in simulation to see which one is going to be the most effective. So you sit down in this chair. This is all, like I said, experimental, and you start getting a brain scan, and then all of a sudden you wake up and you're in a fucking different place, and you have no idea what the hell is going on.
You're still in the same room, right? Or it looks like the same room. It's just everything's dilapidated.
No. You are not in the same room. You're in a very similar chair, but it's not the same room at all. You're not even in the same building. I mean, it's pretty crazy when they drop you in.
Yeah.
So it's a horror style game where they basically build a lot of anticipation and they build a lot of anxiety. And I'm not. We've talked about before that I personally am not a horror movie fan. I don't like jump scares. I don't like watching scary things in particular. I don't know. I don't like that kind of adrenaline rush. It's not good adrenaline for me.
Right.
So I went ahead into it, and when the video comes out, it might be worth sitting through 5 or 10 minutes of it because my anxiety gets pretty high.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm really like, I'm going so fucking slowly through the whole game, and I'm like, what's around this corner? What's around this corner? What's it gonna be? Oh my god, what was that noise? It's it's kind of embarrassing. That's one of the reasons why I never really wanted to play those, is because I guess somewhere in me there is a certain amount of pride where I don't want to show weakness, and I guess I feel that fear is a weakness.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess if I'm gonna psychoanalyze myself,
I wonder where that comes from.
What?
You viewing fear as a weakness.
Well, and that's just it. As like, if I think about it, I don't. Like, fundamentally, I don't. But at the same time, on a personal level, it's like if I show fear, then that somehow makes me weaker. And I mean, I know better than that, though. That's the funny thing. Like, fear is a natural thing. It's a preservative technique that animals use.
Yeah.
You know, if you are afraid, it is because something could possibly injure you or kill you. So you want to be afraid. Fear is a good thing. So fundamentally, I understand the need for fear. And once I kind of saw what was getting me, I was pretty much okay by then.
Like once you saw the monsters you're running from?
Yes.
Okay.
Once I got to that, once I understood what I was up against, there wasn't really any fear anymore. Like, I will still suffer from a jump scare, but at this point, I know the things that are after me, so I'm not afraid of them.
I think that's where Soma kind of fails as a game. Yeah. At least from the playthrough I saw, is once you see what's coming after you, it just tanks any sort of fear you have.
Yeah.
Because they're not really that scary looking either.
No, they're really not. I think that's fair to not give away anything, but I enjoyed it. I'm I got raided at the tail end of it from a streamer who usually has, 20, 30 people in his chat room, which was kind of fun. And it was toward the tail end of my night, so I was tired. And I was like, oh, hey, guys, thanks for the raid. And then today, right before recording, I finally got my affiliate on Twitch.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. So for those of you who don't know, there's 2 different tiers, and I think I talked about it last week, I think.
Yeah, or a week before.
Yeah, something like that.
At some point, it's been discussed.
Yeah, I've bitched about it a lot.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, the way Twitch works is if you're a streamer, you can get people to follow you. And then you have certain criteria that you need to meet: views per stream, average views per stream, average number of followers for 30 days. And then you can potentially get affiliated. So at that point, people can subscribe to you for, so much money a month. And that gets you no ads and special emoticons that you can use in chat, emojis, whatever you want to call them. What are they calling them nowadays, Brandon?
Emojicons.
See, you get them new emojicons, Brandon.
Emojicon sounds like a bad G.I. Joe villain.
I'm Emojicon!
See, I feel like he sounds too much like Mindfuck and Porndar. We just have one default voice for all of our bad guys.
I was going for a Cobra Commander there.
Yeah, no, I know.
Cobra! La, 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 la. Yep. So anyway, once you get the affiliate, being affiliated doesn't mean a ton. Most people can get it. The problem that I ran into is I got affiliated on April 1st, and then somewhere the system bonked me up and said that I had never finished the onboarding process, which I did. So everything was fine, and I argued a little bit with a Twitch representative. Got a little saucy. She got a little saucy back, and I was like, listen, I didn't know I was talking to a real person. Everything that you've sent me so far has been automated copy pasta. So I'm sorry. I appreciate that you're going to help me out here. But seriously, with the copy pasta.
Oh, is that what happened?
That's what pissed me off. That's why I got shitty.
Because I read like the first 2, and I thought it was from an automated system because it was just straight up copy pasta.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, and not only was it copy pasta, but it was the second time that I had been sent this copy pasta for my issue. And I was like, no, nobody's reading my freaking email. I have an actual proper issue. Don't just send me this bullshit. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not an idiot. Yeah. So
what did she say? Like, what's the shortened version of this? What was her reaction?
Oh, I said, I think what kind of set her off is I said something to the effect of, can we get somebody on this problem whose butthole doesn't pucker as soon as the word tax is disclosed? And she said, there's no need for cursing, something like that. Or there's no need to curse at the people who are trying to help you out.
Butthole is a curse word?
Apparently. So anyway.
So is that when you realized you were talking to a real person?
Yes. So I apologized for that, but I mean, at the same time, it's like at least talk to a person before you send the copy pasta and actually figure out what the issue is. Before you're just like, oh, somebody said the word tax, so it must be a tax issue. I'm gonna unload this off onto Amazon tax because that's what it was. They send me to the Amazon tax email and say, have them reset your tax information. But that's not where the problem lied.
Yeah.
So read the emails. If you do that job, please just read the emails.
That lady's like listening to the podcast right now.
I know that there's a lot of stupid people out there, but some of us actually know what the fuck we're talking about, okay?
Hey, you need to watch your language if you're going to be discussing these emails.
This is my podcast, and I'll do what the fuck I want.
Butthole.
Buttholes. Buttholes. So anyway, I'm sorry. I went off on a tangent. But I finally got affiliated, and now I'm happy. You can put the grumpy bear to rest.
So does it show on your name that you're affiliated now?
Yeah. So now on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/duelingogres, shameless self-promotion, you can subscribe, or you can give bits, which a bit equals 1 cent. You can purchase bits from, Amazon or whatever, because Twitch is now an Amazon company. We covered that several podcasts before.
Yeah.
So people can gift you bits or subscribe if they want, ad-free watching and all of that, and just have a different experience and support the people that are entertaining them.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. That's the reason why we have ads on our site. It's the reason why I wanted to get affiliate through Twitch, is just so if you like the content and maybe you don't talk a whole lot, if you've got $1 or $2, just throw it at us. Why not, right?
Yeah, just pretend we're out on the street. Just chuck money at us.
Exactly. See, all a podcast is, all a streamer is somebody who's out there playing music on the street for you. They're trying to entertain whoever walks by.
We're just buskers.
That's
just
right.
Begging,
We're just
disgusting buskers begging for money. That's what we've turned into.
You say disgusting, like being a busker is a bad thing in general.
No, that's why I use the adjective disgusting to describe the kind of buskers we are.
Oh, so we specifically, not all buskers are disgusting, but we
us
are.
Specifically are disgusting buskers.
What makes us disgusting?
I don't know. It feels like, I don't know. I think it's just because I'm tired, and we've talked about money a lot.
Was it the 15-year-old Asian joke?
They weren't Asians, Remington, and I don't appreciate that you would assume that they are.
Well, I mean, it was
because it's from Japanese NASA.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They were Asian,
but
it's the assumption that pisses me off.
You're right. It's incorrect to assume. My apologies, Brad.
And that's why you're disgusting.
Have you been doing anything fun?
No, I've been playing Morrowind. I stopped playing Porndar and I made a new character.
Oh, poor Porndar. What will happen? What will become of Porndar?
I deleted his save, so nothing. He's gone.
You insensitive monster.
I made a half-elf named Cerulean.
Cerulean, like the color?
No. No, not like the color, Remington.
Okay.
What?
Just how solidly you put me down on that.
No, and I'll thank you to never suggest that again.
Oh, Jesus, dude. Either you're super funny today or I'm super tired. One of the two.
I think you're super tired because I'm not any more hilarious than I typically am.
But you are hilarious.
I like to think so. I started drinking coffee again. That's my excitement for the week.
Wow. How's that working for you?
It's working really well. I forgot how fantastic coffee is.
Yeah.
It makes me jittery, but it helps a lot.
Well, that's good. Help you get through the rough parts of the day?
Oh, I drink a cup of coffee in the morning, and I drink a cup of coffee when I get home in the evening.
Oh, okay.
But so I was on ADHD medicine for the longest time, and then I got off of it because it was just making me feel too jittery and stuff. But I feel like the coffee is helping me because if I'm not on ADHD medicine, pretty much everything else I take is just downers. Like everything is a downer, so it makes me constantly tired.
Yeah.
So the coffee I feel like really helps. It gives me some focus during the day.
So you named your character. I mean, coffee is all good and nice and all of that, but you made your character's name Cerulean, and you got rid of Porndar.
Yes.
And so, I mean, why exactly did you delete Porndar?
I had to respec. Basically, you have 5 major and 5 minor skills in Morrowind.
Okay.
And whenever to level up, you have to level up those skills.
Okay.
Any other skills that you haven't picked that you level up don't affect your maximum level.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to explain. It's a bit convoluted.
I gotcha.
Porndar, I didn't spec him right, so I wasn't leveling up because the skills that I wanted to use were very, very hard to level up.
Okay.
And I wanted to play a mage.
I gotcha. So good.
Cerulean, I made a spell sword. So I use a long blade, and then I have alteration and illusion magic.
Okay.
A little bit of restoration.
Okay. Well, sounds good then.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Morrowind's a fantastic game. I'm not going to go on about it because I always go on about it whenever
Right.
Morrowind comes up.
Right.
But it's a great game, and I've been having a blast with it. The graphics look awesome on Xbox One compared to what they did look like anyway.
Yeah.
And I've also been, I'll mention it more at the end of the episode, but I've also been reading Terry's new Mace's Monsters and Magic book,
Yeah.
Betrayal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like 90 pages into it so far.
Yeah.
But I'm really enjoying it, and I'll talk a little bit more about it at the end whenever we do the shout outs and stuff.
Okay, cool.
Because I'll plug Terry right in the book.
Always be plugging.
Yeah.
Speaking
ABP.
of plugging, Humble Bundle actually just came out earlier today, so it's still going to be valid for anybody who is concerned. But this is the Humble Book Bundle, classic sci-fi and fantasy and audiobooks. So they have some ebooks that you can get. They have some audiobooks mixed into the bundle as well. And a lot of these titles are like stuff that I remember from when I was a kid. Like My Teacher Fried My Brains, My Teacher's an Alien. Like that, the My Teacher is an Alien book always reminded me of They Live later on.
Yeah, that cover is iconic. If you grew up around the same age that we did,
Yeah.
that is an iconic cover.
Yeah, exactly.
Two younger kids peeking through a window, watching their teacher, their like green alien teacher, rip off his human mask.
God, I can't remember specific bits, but I keep getting these like flashes in my brain of the visions that I saw when I was reading the book when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like I can't make a cohesive story about it, but I remember just bits and pieces, not even the words, but just what I pictured when I read the words.
And it brought back a little bit of nostalgia for me because the author of those books, Bruce Coville, used to wrote a series of books I loved as a kid called The Magic Shop.
Right.
About this magic shop, and each book in the series was somebody different visiting this shop and buying kind of a curiosity.
Yeah.
There was a book called Jeremy Thatcher Dragon Hatcher that I loved. The cover had like an iridescent colored egg on it.
Uh-huh.
And I probably read that book 20 times as a kid.
Yeah, I remember the title of it. I don't remember any of those other books that you were talking about that Bruce wrote, but
yeah.
I do remember that title. It sticks out in my brain for some reason. I don't think
the
I ever read it.
The rhyming is perfect.
Yeah, that's probably why. It's the only reason why. The only thing about music that I like is that things rhyme.
The only part of music
the only part of music that I like is when songs rhyme. That's it. I don't like music.
Yeah, who does?
I'm just kidding. I like music, just a very small selection of it.
It's just boring talking.
Yeah.
It's talking with pretense. I don't like it.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you're interested in that, any of Bruce Coville's work, there's some other stuff. We've got Virtual Unrealities by Alfred Bester, Weird Heroes, A New American Pulp, Volume 1. Ray Bradbury Presents Dinosaur Samurai. And all of those titles are in just the $1 bundle. I mean, you can keep going. There's some Isaac Asimov stuff.
Robot Visions is a good one, too.
Yeah. The Last Defender of Camelot, Roger Zelazny, which, if I remember correctly, is in a recent article that Terry posted on, speaking of Terry, see, we're coming full circle.
Yeah.
But if I remember correctly, The Last Defender of Camelot, or one of Roger's other works, Terry referenced in this recent article by him. So if you go over to the website and click on articles, it should pop up right in there. There's a lot of Roger's works on here. So yeah, that looks like a pretty good stack of books if you need some things to read. And you can always, like I said, they're an affiliate, so you can throw in that word around. They're a partner, technically. It's a partner program, not an affiliate program.
And God help you if you get that wrong.
That's right. Whitney will come through the computer and strangle me. But anyway, the neat thing about those Humble Bundles is that you can split up the way that your purchase goes. You can give a lot of it to charity. You can give all of it to charity if you want. You can throw a little bit our way. You can give it to the publishers. It all goes all over the place. So really good books for really cheap.
Yeah.
If you need something new to read and or listen to.
Check them out, buy them, do it.
Do it now. Link in the description below.
I feel like I'm not a great advertising partner, Remington.
Hashtag buy the things.
Hashtag don't be scared.
Hashtag spend that money. You can't take it with you when you die.
We'll all go together when we go.
So let's move on to some stories, Brandon. What we got?
Yeah, Christ, we've been going for what, 45 minutes now with no stories so far?
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what's happening. What the hell has happened? I mean, to be fair, it's still in post, probably going to be like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And never mind the hiccup where I lost the recording completely.
You're not supposed to give that part away.
What part?
That we had a good 10-minute break while I brewed some coffee and you tried to figure out what happened.
I don't know what you're talking about, Brandon. Nothing like that ever happens on this show. It's constantly perfect.
You will win 1,000 Dueling Ogres bucks if you can comment and tell us where we stopped recording and came back in again.
Yeah, you'll get all the grubs in Twitch.
Yes.
My currency is called grubs, my Twitch currency.
That's what you give people, are grubs?
Yep, grubs.
Are you imagining them as like lesser ogres, or are you imagining like literal grubs you would find under a rock like Timon and Pumbaa would eat?
Yes, grubs that ogres eat. Ogres eat grubs. It's one of the staples of our diets.
Yeah, but ogres are big. You'd have to eat so many grubs.
There are Grub Farms, Brandon.
Whenever I take over as DMing, you guys are going to go into an ogre cave and there's going to be a grub farm.
Yes, I'm so excited about it. I'm going to eat all the grubs. I'm going to play an ogre. That's what I'm going to do.
So this is a simple story to start out with, Remington.
Okay.
The new iPhone is rumored to launch as early as May.
Okay.
This is the iPhone SE 2. The iPhone SE was basically an iPhone 5 with the guts of a 6.
Okay.
So this will probably be the body of a 6 with the guts of a 7, or 7 and guts of an 8, something like that.
Ugh, who cares?
Yeah, well, it's launching without a headphone jack, just like all the other iPhones.
Why do they keep doing that? Apple, why?
There's not really much to the story. I know we don't cover tech news that often.
Yeah, not a lot.
The only reason I wanted to bring it up is I was reading the comments for it.
Yeah.
I was just reading for my job at Japanese NASA. I'm supposed to know about phones and stuff.
Right, yeah. Anything technological.
Yeah, but specifically phones. There was a comment that somebody left totally seriously saying wired headphones are so 20th century. And they weren't saying it in a sarcastic way. They were saying it in a genuine stuck-up way.
I mean, hey, I guess that's fair to the extent that you and I both don't use Bluetooth headphones.
I've had Bluetooth headphones before, and I liked them.
Yeah. I have never once used a pair of Bluetooth headphones. So,
really?
Yeah, I haven't.
They drain pretty fast battery-wise.
The headphones or the phone itself?
All of it. Headphones especially. But I found that Bluetooth drains stuff pretty quickly.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see how the market goes. Especially considering the fact that we have a deal in the works.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep an eye out for that.
We're going to have some sweet Swedish technology shoved up our ear holes.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited for it. But we'll talk more about that when the time comes. That's just a little teaser for y'all. I want to know how it is. I want to know what Swedish love is.
I think it's exactly what you think it is.
Chocolates and wooden shoes?
Yeah.
Okay.
What else do I have?
Fjords and dikes?
This is a story from December.
What? Oh, what? Oh, I'm talking about the water dams.
I know.
Okay, good.
You can say whatever you want to say. It's your podcast. I'm not going to stop you from using the terms you want to use.
It's also your podcast.
I choose to watch what I say.
I will refer to any waterways how I see fit.
It's a dam and nobody will change my mind.
So yeah, iPhone's lame. Go ahead with your next one.
This story is from December. I thought it was a good story until I finished reading it and then saw it was from December.
So you messaged me this last night, just as an aside, and I asked you if any of these stories were still good enough to talk about, and you said no.
Well, my stories are a little light this week, Remington. So.
Okay, then. Go ahead, buddy.
Apparently, dad bods are back in. That's my story.
What the fuck? What?
professor at Yale says that women are more attracted to dad bods.
Yeah? Is it?
He's a professor of anthropology, ecology, and evolutionary biology.
I bet he's fucking ripped too. Of course. No, dude. This is just fucking wishful thinking, okay? Whatever.
No, he said it's because it means that we've hunted well.
Does it? Or does it mean that we've spent too much time at fucking McDonald's?
Too many times with hamburgers at McDonald's.
At the McDonald's with our junior bacon cheeseburgers.
At human fast food restaurants.
That's Wendy's. Man,
why are you pronouncing it McDonald's?
I have no idea, Brandon.
Our human fast food, our hamburgers.
Our Frenching fries. Made from real Frenchmen. Boop.
So yeah, my other story I had was about scientists bringing back woolly mammoths and how close they were.
Yeah.
But again, it's like 2 years old. Apparently, they've been saying they're bringing back woolly mammoths for a long time.
Yeah, that one I will give you is old. I mean, the dad bod thing, like,
wasn't this a thing last year?
Yeah, it was. Well, obviously, because that story is from December, so that would be last year, Brandon.
Is it unfair to say that dad bods are in, but you can't say that big women are in?
I don't know. I like bigger women as a rule.
Yeah.
I don't like sticks.
So are you going to shame thin women?
No. I'm just saying that's not my cup of tea. I've seen pretty women of all shapes and sizes. I do not discriminate. I mean, a small lady is good to pick up and toss around and
like. You're talking sexually, right? You're not talking like just chucking her somewhere.
No. I was talking about doing some ballet or something, Brandon. Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Fucking weirdo. What are you doing?
You know what I always find hilarious? What are you doing
here, Brandon? What the fuck are you doing in the bedroom? That's what I want to know. I want to know what's going on in that bedroom of yours.
I'm wearing headphones that are like shoved into my ear canals.
Yeah.
Which makes your voice way more disturbing.
Like,
it's probably weird for the audience to hear you saying that.
Yeah.
It's even weirder that you're saying it directly to me. So however uncomfortable you were there, audience, multiply that by 10, and that's how uncomfortable I just was.
There you go. That's what I like. Well, I am wearing my Dueling Ogres Grease It Up and Slide It in Your Nerd Hole shirt, so...
Yeah. This episode's just been fucking weird.
Good. Those are the best ones.
McDonald's.
Anyway.
So what do you have as far as stories go? Because my stories so far have been garbage.
Just a big sack of garbage sauce.
iPhone, who cares? Dad bods, delish.
Mm-hmm. Lady Gaga was apparently in a trailer. This is her first film debut, I guess.
I really liked Lady Gaga on American Horror Story.
Yeah, because that was the show, right?
Yeah, it made me a fan of her as an actress.
Right. Yeah, apparently she is in
A Star Is Born.
Yes. Thank you, Brandon. Did you pull that up already?
Yeah, I searched Lady Gaga movie trailer.
Oh, well, there you go. I have not watched the trailer myself. I had been, honestly, this makes me a shitty co-host, but I was so with everything everywhere over the past day or so that I was like, I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Yeah, so you got no stories?
Nope. No, I have stories. I just haven't read them yet. So yes, apparently she's starring opposite Bradley Cooper in A Star Is Born, and the trailer came out for it. Like I said, I didn't watch it, but apparently critics are giving her much praise for her performance that they saw in the trailer. So apparently she's got some hardcore decent acting chops on her, which honestly doesn't surprise me. I mean, when you build your musical persona on wearing weird outfits and doing things, and she's an intelligent woman as well. So,
yeah.
I mean, if you've seen her in interviews and things of that nature, I mean, she's with it. She's on top of things socially and intelligent and can back up her arguments with facts, and she's pretty good.
So what's the movie about?
That I don't know. I would say a star rising up and becoming famous.
Well, Remington, I will tell you.
Okay, go for it.
that in the movie, I was trying to set you up. I thought you had this.
Nope.
Bradley Cooper plays an alcoholic country and western singer. This is from Variety.com.
That's a little on the nose, isn't it?
While Lady Gaga is an aspiring musician who is insecure about her looks and her songwriting abilities. The trailer bills her as Lady Gaga, not as Stefani Germanotta.
Oh, you mean in the credits?
Her costume name.
You mean in the credits?
Yes.
Ah, I see.
Stefani Germanotta.
Those human words are really getting away from me, Brandon.
Stefani Germanotta at McDonald's. But yeah, I really enjoyed her in American Horror Story. She's got some good acting chops. In Horror Story Hotel, she plays a vampire.
Yeah.
And she's like one of the main characters in the entire thing and does a really good job.
That's good.
Now, I won't see this movie and I don't really care about it.
Right, for sure. It was a random thing that popped up and I was like, oh, that's weird, Lady Gaga starring in it. I forgot that she had already done some proper acting. So.
Yeah.
And I like Lady Gaga as a performer and as a human being, I guess.
The article read that Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga promised to teach Bradley Cooper how to sing if he promised to teach her how to emote as an actress. Oh. So I guess that's kind of the balance they struck as they worked together.
Interesting.
So yeah, all you boring people out there with boring taste in movies, this sounds like a real winner for you.
Apparently. So yeah, I mean, it was just something that I found that I thought was interesting. And here's another one that I did, Brandon.
All right.
This is a weird episode. There's no segues. It's just...
Speaking of other things I liked, Brandon.
Speaking of other things that caught my eye on a whim. Apparently, Ashland University had expanded its eSport scholarship program to include Fortnite. So what I find interesting right now is the fact that they had an eSport scholarship program.
Yeah.
And that's something that, like, just as a for instance, Blizzard has Heroes of the Storm, and they have a collegiate league called Heroes of the Dorm.
For Heroes of the Storm?
Yes.
Imagine that being the game that you've decided to throw your hat into.
Why?
Nobody plays Heroes of the Storm.
Really?
Yeah, Heroes of the Storm is not considered a highly played game.
I haven't honestly seen the numbers on it, although I did hear some jokes like that being thrown around in the Blizzard podcast that I listened to.
Yeah, Heroes of the Storm is not... I mean, I'm sure it's probably pretty popular, but it's not considered a popular game.
It's not League of Legends, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Heroes of the Storm kind of purports to be, is a bit of a hero or a League of Legends style game, top-down 3D fighter or whatever you would call it. I don't know what you call that.
A MOBA.
A MOBA, that's right. What does the MOBA stand for? I don't remember.
I think it's Multiplayer Online Battle Arena.
Oh, look at you. You didn't even look that up.
I know that because I was bugged by what MOBA stood for a long time and had to look it up myself.
Ah, I see. That makes sense.
And I tried to commit it to memory so I would always know it.
Right. Well, I appreciate that.
I found use for that useless piece of knowledge. It's no longer useless.
You did. Now you should feel vindicated.
I do.
In your struggle for memory. So the Ohio School is one of 65 members of the National Association of Collegiate Esports, or NACE, or NACE, if you want to get French about it.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you?
Yeah, that fields gaming squads, attracting students who dream of one day making the big bucks by growing pro with their joysticks. And then there is a site here that says some pro gamers earn as much as $3.58 million. So, pro esports spawned $756 million in revenue in 2017 and expecting to bring $1 billion this year, which is something that we talked about a few episodes ago in the esports and whether or not it was a viable thing to get into if you're an advertiser.
Oh, yeah. Apparently it is.
Yeah?
It's not going anywhere. It doesn't seem like.
So at a time when 35% of gamers say they'd drop everything to go pro, college is struggling to attract students, particularly men, hope to attract starry-eyed gamers with collegiate gaming teams. At UC Irvine, varsity gamers compete in a 3,500 square foot arena decked with 72 gaming monitors, gear, and customized chairs.
Jesus.
At Robert Morris University, the Eagles receive scholarships for up to half the cost of tuition, the best gaming hardware, and super sweet uniforms.
Ooh. I wonder if they're like tracksuits, like all one piece, like a speed suit.
I don't know. Probably not.
With like that weird mesh texture that DC movies use in their superheroes a bunch.
Yeah, but that stuff apparently actors love, so there's that.
Does it breathe?
Yeah. Apparently it breathes way better than most any other, like, if you've ever had to work on a superhero movie before.
Yeah, absolutely, I have.
Yeah. that mesh fabric breathes a lot better than anything else that the actors have ever had to put on.
Yeah.
Like other pro sports, only the top esports players make it. In 2016, there were 13,555 quote-unquote pro gamers, and an even smaller number who could support themselves entirely on their winnings. As the owners of the Patriots and the Rams buy esports franchises for $20 million and drive the global audience toward $590 million, Ashland students will continue to compete with other collegiate gamers to achieve their digital dreams, now in 5 different video games. So this is from a website called The Hustle, and the title is Colleges Award Esports Scholarships as Gaming Popularity Hits a High Score.
Okay.
So, again, we talk a lot of things on this podcast. Most of it's bullshit, but we like to throw around some stories.
Yeah. Just be honest with them. Most of the podcast is just kind of bullshit.
Yeah, but it's funny bullshit, and that's what we hope for anyway. But, we talk a little bit about gaming and movies and that sort of thing, and just the nerd genre as a whole as it continues and we get older within it. So this is less of a news show and more of a look into aging nerds and how we feel about new things.
Yeah. it feels foreign. It does. There's a part of my brain that's like, what? College skips for gaming?
Yeah. Where the hell was this when I was in college? But it's exciting to me that esports, not only is esports a thing, but it is a thing that is continuing to grow and strive, and it is now a viable sports option.
Yeah.
For those of us who don't necessarily care whether or not a football team wins a Super Bowl or a baseball team wins the baseball wins the pennant or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was cool.
Is that what baseball wins? Is the pennant?
It's been a long time since I've been interested in baseball, so I'm just gonna go with the pennant. We're just gonna drop that ball right there.
The golden mitt.
They're going after the golden mitt.
They've finally beat each other for the platinum bat.
They're moving on to the golden mitt and the diamond baseball.
It's like Quidditch.
Not to be confused with the baseball diamond.
I think whatever version of baseball is in our heads is way more exciting than actual baseball.
That's what I was thinking. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. That was a baseball joke there. I hope you're all keeping up with us.
That'd be great if that's how baseball moved into the modern generation.
Yeah.
But it became a thing like how John Madden was known for his voice in football.
Yeah, right.
If that was just part of new baseball, is the announcers had to talk like that.
They all had to do the... what was that, transatlantic accent or something like that?
Yeah. And it looks like they're rounding 12th base.
Ah.
They've dodged the piranhas, but for how long?
Who knows when the next strike will send them reeling into the abyss.
So do you have any movie news? Because I have some movie news.
Yeah, I'm going to go see Infinity Wars.
Okay, well, let me do my non-movie news first, and then we can do all of our movie news at once.
Okay.
Ash versus Evil Dead. Did you watch that?
I watched the first season of it, yes.
Okay, so they just finished up the third season.
And some of the second season.
Okay, yeah, I'm in the same boat. I watched first season and a little bit of the second season.
Right.
First 2 seasons are on Netflix now. It's a fantastic show.
Yeah.
The third season just finished up. Starz canceled it. So there will be no more Ash versus Evil Dead after season 3.
Well, that's a bit of a bummer.
Bruce Campbell tweeted out, because there was a website, I don't remember which website it was, so forgive me, internet websites.
There is no forgiveness given.
There was a website that was trying to get a petition made for Netflix to buy Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Right.
And Bruce Campbell tweeted out in reference to this petition, "Big props to fans for the effort, but I'm retired as Ash. Hashtag time to fry some other fish."
Huh.
So Bruce Campbell has officially retired as Ash Williams.
So, except for extenuating specials like the Christmas special, he will not be coming back as Ash?
Yeah, the Christmas special or the Easter Jamboree.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides that, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
He also put out a statement I'm going to read.
Okay.
After people were like, wait, what? You retired as Ash? He released this statement.
Okay.
"Good people, Evil Dead fans everywhere, I bid you a heartfelt farewell playing Ash, the character I took acting lessons with for 39 years. I am hereby retiring from that portrayal. It's time. I followed Ash from his formative years through his midlife crisis and decline. What a thrill, what a privilege. We had a great resurgence with the help of stars. Kudos, not jeers, folks. They made it possible for 15 more hours of evil deadness in your life, the equivalent of 10 more features. Is Ash dead? Never. Ash is as much a concept as a person. Where there is evil in this world, there must be one to counter. Man or woman, it matters not. Thanks for watching. Love, Bruce."
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that was a really nice statement for it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, fans are going to be disappointed, but fans are always disappointed when something that they love goes away. That's just the way things go.
Yeah, well, especially the fact that he said cheers, not jeers to, or kudos, not jeers to Stars, basically telling people, like, don't be pissed that Stars canceled it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe he was part of the decision. Maybe he decided after season 3 that he was just done playing Ash.
Maybe. I mean, that's a real possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah. I need to catch up on it because it is a really good show. It's bloody. Super bloody.
Yeah, for sure. Which is always nice. But yeah, once Sudden Link switched ownership, they dropped Stars and we couldn't get it anymore. So yeah, that's why that happened. So we just said,
you guys need to get Netflix. I keep saying it. You guys need to get Netflix.
I know, but it doesn't have the other things that I want, Brandon.
Like what? Just get Netflix on top of everything else.
Like the CW stuff. No, we wouldn't. We don't have a justification to use it.
There's so much stuff on Netflix that you don't have access to otherwise.
There is, but we don't binge watch stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to binge watch it. You can still have access to it. Ash vs. Evil Dead right there.
Yeah. I don't know. Change scares me.
I don't like it. I think Netflix is like $10 a month or something.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. They're not a sponsor.
Fuck them,
I don't know. But if you want Fandango.
Is Fandango a sponsor?
Yeah, we totally have a Fandango sponsor that I haven't used yet.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We are just dirty little babies, aren't we?
Well, that's the thing with those like affiliate programs is that I can sign up for a bunch of different things. It's a shotgun approach, Brandon. I just throw shit at the wall and see if it sticks.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing over here. So, going on to entertainment and movie news, I'm going to go see Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
Tomorrow?
Yes, it is tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 7. So, going in the theater, new-ish and avid listener Bucky, who actually had a call-in question for us week before last, if I remember right. He bought tickets for Infinity Wars to go see. So
yeah, are you excited about it?
I kind of am. I got a loot crate. I ordered 3 months of loot crate for a D&D character in the first one. Like it was a playback crate, and it was supposed to have Dungeons and Dragons, Back to the Future, and something else in it. Well, I never got that box.
Oh, really?
Yes. So the first one that I ordered, the one that I actually wanted, I still have not received. But I did get this month's box, which had a Thanos t-shirt in it, and you could actually turn the box into an Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hold on. Let me go grab it and I'll show you real quick.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep. Okay, so it's the Infinity Gauntlet just printed on a box that you put on your arm. That is still
Yep.
pretty neat.
Yep. Just the perforated holes. There's the front of the fist.
Does it have all the gems in it?
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
So I am now the most powerful thing in the universe. And so is everybody else who has this fucking box.
So it's going to be an interesting time, folks.
That's right. We're just all going to have Thanos battles.
I was looking up. Apparently, Infinity War has got like 9.5s out of 10s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So as I was scrolling through my news flow to see what kind of stories I wanted to grab up out of nowhere and not read before I came in,
Yeah.
I ran across one that said something to the effect. I mean, there were already people just being like, "There's too many things in Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
Too many heroes. It's just too many things. I don't like it. I don't
It's
like."
almost like that's the whole fucking point.
Yeah, it's almost like the entire universe coming against one man or something, or one purple monster guy.
One Thanos.
One Thanos, the Mad Titan. So yeah, I mean, of course, there's going to be a lot of stuff in there.
I'm not sure how we're going to do it. I'm sure we'll wait a few weeks before we do any spoilers on it. Next week, we'll just get your opinion. I'm super jealous you're going. And I'm like, not to be weird about it, but I had the option to go because Bucky had got you and I both tickets.
Yes.
Last time I went to a movie was to see Last Jedi with my girlfriend. And I ended up having a panic attack in the theater and I had to leave after like 15 minutes.
Right.
So I'm just not there mentally to be able to go to a movie, especially a movie on opening night. I just don't think I could handle it.
Yeah.
And I would end up going and I'm afraid I would go and then have a panic attack and have to wait in the car for like 2.5 fucking hours. So
Right.
That's why I'm not going.
Yeah.
I do plan on seeing it though sometime next week. I'm just going to go during the day to
Yeah.
hopefully catch it at a day show because I've heard it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm jealous you get to go, but at the same time, I'm going to see it as well.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, we've talked about that ad nauseum before as well. We also say that a lot.
Ad nauseum?
Yeah. That we've talked about something ad nauseum.
Yeah,
But-
I've noticed that.
Yeah. But, you know, the older that I get, the less I want to go with a whole group of people on opening night for a thing. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to sit back and enjoy it in my own time, at my own leisure, that sort of thing. So, yeah.
Well, and I'm seeing people post to stay off the internet until you see it to avoid spoilers.
Right.
So I'm guessing there's definitely people that die.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'd almost have to say that there'd have to be.
Oh, yeah. And there's only one after credits scene, and it's at the very end of the movie after the credits completely.
Oh, yeah.
There's no like mid-credits scene. I don't know what it is. I just read on Geek Tyrant that there was one after credits scene.
Nice. Fair enough. Well, do we have anything else that we want to talk about then?
Yeah, what do you think about the Venom trailer? That's the last thing I have.
Oh, yeah.
Never watched it?
I forgot to watch it.
Well, pull it up and watch it real quick. It's just like 2 minutes.
Okay. Totally forgot about it. I had it in my brain to watch, and I just didn't.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. Venom. That's Venom, not Venom. Venom trailer.
I would have watched the Venom trailer.
I want to watch the Venom trailer. Venom official trailer. Okay.
Okay, so you just watched the Venom movie trailer.
I did just watch it, Brandon.
So we could actually fucking discuss it, Remington.
I'm a very busy man, Brandon.
Uh-huh. So what'd you think of it?
I am, you jerk.
Yeah, right.
What did you do?
Watch the trailer for the podcast ahead of time.
Oh, yeah?
So
Well,
check one off for the old B-boy.
uh-huh, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. I wasn't doing anything. I was just growing the brand.
Yep. I was growing the Brandon.
So in the Discord, Bucky had talked about it, correct? And how he played what?
Sorry, go continue with what you're saying.
And how he played most of it for a friend and didn't tell him what it was and just didn't play the last little bit.
No, I must have missed that.
Okay. Well, apparently, I don't know if it was the Discord or I think it was the Discord he was talking about that in. And the dude didn't know that it was the Venom trailer.
Yeah.
I don't know how, if you know anything even remotely about Venom, that you wouldn't have been able to pick up that was a Venom trailer.
No, it doesn't look anything like, outside of her talking about the symbiotes, or however she pronounces it.
Symbiote, which...
Symbiotes.
Yeah.
I guess that's the correct way to pronounce it. I always thought it was symbiote or symbiote.
Is it really?
Symbiote.
I don't think it is. I think it's probably one of those potato things.
Yeah, I just assumed that they wouldn't mispronounce it in their own movie.
Never assume, Brandon.
Symbiont, according to dictionary.com. Oh, because it found a different word.
Yeah, dictionary, Merriam-Webster says symbiote.
Okay, so symbiote is the correct way.
Yes, or symbiont.
Symbiont.
Yeah. So, going back to it, to be perfectly honest, I don't know why she pronounced it symbiote. I mean, the only thing that I could chalk that up to is if maybe she had a British accent and it was just a small colloquial thing. But otherwise, I don't know why she would pronounce it. But that's neither here nor there. That's nitpicky. The overall trailer, I mean, to say that you wouldn't know that it was the Venom trailer, even by not seeing Venom at the end, the big reveal, would be tantamount to saying that you have never read any Venom comics or know nothing about the story of Venom.
Yeah.
To that end, what kind of nerd are you?
I love Venom as a character. I'm a huge Venom fan.
Yeah, you are a huge Spider-Man and Venom fan. You always have been.
Yeah, Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage. God, as a kid, I loved Carnage. I had all the Carnage toys that I could get my hands on.
Yeah, Carnage was a personal favorite of mine as well. I didn't care so much about Venom, but I liked Carnage.
Yeah, and there's a rumor that Carnage is going to be in this movie. Bucky seemed to disagree and not think that Carnage was going to be in this movie, or kind of questioned it. But everything I read seems to be that the rumors say that Carnage will be in this movie.
Well, I mean, they're not allowed to use Spider-Man as a big catalyst, as a big bad, or as somebody to go up against. So, I mean, barring the story of Eddie Brock, because I believe that's who we are led to think is this first iteration of Venom.
Yes.
Barring the storyline behind Eddie Brock, we discussed this when we first heard about the Venom movie, that he's got to have something big to fight at the end, and Carnage just makes the most logical sense. I mean, it just can't be the guy that he accidentally stole Venom from.
This is based off of a 1993 comic called Venom Lethal Protector.
Okay.
Where Venom and Spider-Man reach a truce and Venom moves to San Francisco, where he fights 5 different symbiotes.
Okay.
So potentially that's what this is he's going to have 5 smaller villains that he fights.
Okay.
I meant to write down the names of them, but I didn't. But it's stuff like Phage and Poison and like real 90s. Venom is about as 90s as you can possibly get without pouches and chrome arms.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Venom is like Spawn. Venom is very much like Spawn, really.
Yeah. That's so funny that you mentioned the pouches. This is a complete aside, but did you see the pouch hero that Rob Liefeld designed?
Yes. I think you sent that to me, actually.
Oh, yeah, maybe I did. But
it was just a guy made of pouches, right?
Yeah. So just the idea that Rob Liefeld is not lost on the fact that he likes to put pouches on all of his fucking superheroes and other drawings.
Man, that bled into how I like to draw stuff too, because whenever I draw D&D characters, I always give them pouches all over.
Well, yeah, I mean, pouches are a nice thing. Hell, in real life, I wore a pouch.
Do you not wear that pouch anymore?
I need a new one.
Oh, okay.
I need a new nerd bag. But it's like, for those of you who have never met me, it's like a holster that I would keep my tablet in, as well as like a Boy Scouts accoutrement of things like
of wires and floss and
fire starters and,
twisted fire starters.
Really?
Fire starter.
And rubber gloves in case I needed to do any CPR and that sort of thing. Like, just all kinds of weird little bits and bobs that you never know you need until you need them.
Yeah.
A magnet on a collapsible stick.
You would always answer the same way too, because people would question you about it. You would always say, "It's my nerd bag."
Yeah.
Or my nerd pouch. Did you call it bag or pouch?
I usually say bag. Pouch isn't the descriptive word that's frequently on the front of my tongue. Bag is usually
my
nerd bag. I always refer to it as a slightly cooler fanny pack.
Slightly cooler.
Slightly cooler. I make no illusions.
Yeah, it's pretty nerdy.
Yeah. But anyway, so you said you were going to talk a little bit about your experience so far in Terry's second
Yeah, second Mace's Monsters and Magic book.
Yeah.
I am 85 pages into Betrayal, and I'm really enjoying it. And I know that, like, with our podcast, we have a history of interviewing Terry and plugging his books and stuff. But
Right.
whenever there's been books or certain parts of his books that I've disliked that we've talked about. So I don't feel like, hopefully the listeners don't think that we're just blowing smoke up their asses because Terry's a friend of the podcast.
Right.
I'm really enjoying Betrayal. I read Outpost. I read the first one and really liked it. I read it. He'd sent us an advanced copy to read because he asked us to do a quote for the back of the book.
Right.
So I read the advanced copy and liked it. But now that I have the actual physical book in my hand reading the second one,
Yeah.
I'm getting through it a lot faster.
Yeah.
And yeah, the characters are all likable in their own ways. And I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot to say because I'm not a reviewer. I'm not great at reviewing stuff.
Do you have a favorite character?
I kind of like the main character, honestly.
Yeah.
I like either the main character or they have a goblin that they hired to basically be their lackey
Okay.
named Blizz, and I kind of like him because he says nothing and it'll occasionally describe how he's looking slyly at the group or how he's just chuckling at them.
Yeah.
Or they'll be off fighting and he'll be kind of in the background eating bread.
Nice. I like that.
And they try to, some of the characters will try to have conversations with him, and one of the more savvy guys, because the book, if you haven't read it or if you haven't heard the discussion, it's a lit RPG book.
Right.
Meaning players are sucked into the game of D&D, so they're aware that they're in a game, they're aware of the rules of the game, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So the guy who's most aware of it, who's played the most Dungeons and Dragons-like games, will constantly tell them, like, hey, he's just an NPC. We just hired an NPC. He can't look for great conversations with this guy.
Right, yeah.
So it's pretty funny. It's an enjoyable book, and it's cool that we have a blurb on the back of both of them.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
that has nothing to do with my review, again, but I would check it out. There will be a link. I'm sure Remington can put a link in the show notes.
There's links everywhere. It's
Yeah.
actually on the main sidebar of all of the pages, almost all of the pages. So
Yeah.
if you want to pick it up, you can absolutely do so on pretty much every page that we have.
Yeah, if you like fantasy stuff and you're listening to our podcast, so there's a good chance you like at least a little bit of fantasy.
Yeah.
I'd recommend picking it up. It's not an expensive book.
Yeah, go for
And
it.
you're helping out a friend of the podcast, which is always nice for us.
Exactly. So I think that about wraps us up then. If you have any questions or comments or you'd like to hear yourself on air, you can call us at 978 DU-OGRES. That's 978-386-4737. Last episode was episode 150. We live streamed it. It was received really well. Mediocre said actually just recently that we should definitely do more. He had a lot of fun watching as we went, and everybody seemed to receive it very well. So go back, give it a watch. All of the chat goes on in the on the sidebar too, so you can catch up on what was said.
Yeah.
Outside of the podcast, extant of the podcast.
And not to get too ahead of ourselves, but I think it's going to be something we're going to try to do a little more frequently.
Yeah.
We talked about maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months at first, just to kind of get an idea of it. So
yeah, just to really lock ourselves down into the habit of it. You know, you have to establish the way that the things flow, and that way, the more you do that, the easier it becomes, and the easier it is to put out. So, but yeah. Like I said, go give it a watch if you want to. You can also reach us on Twitter at Dueling Ogres, email us at duelingogres@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment on any of our social medias like these nice people. Brandon, go.
These are a couple comments on episode 150. We got a comment from Viscount Terry W. Irvin II, who said, fun episode. Glad I was able to spend some of it in chat while you were live. So you can go back and watch that, and Terry asks us a couple questions and interacts with us.
Absolutely.
We also got a comment from Jordan Lowe of the Kapow Pop Culture podcast, Our Sworn Rivals and Enemies. And he said, sarcastically, I assume, congrats on the milestone. I lurked for a chunk of the live broadcast, but was too intimidated by your advanced Twitch technology to comment.
Well, we love the lurks. I love the lurks. So all lurking is absolutely welcome.
It sounds like something you'd get from drinking swamp water.
The lurks.
Yeah, I got the lurks. Or being bitten by a Frankenstein.
Yeah, or that. Sometimes you just get bit by the Frankensteins.
And you just get the lurks.
You just get the lurks. So we had no actual comments on the YouTube video itself.
Yeah, but we did from all the feedback we received. Like you said, it was pretty well received.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to doing more of them.
Absolutely. And, you know, by all means, even though most of our YouTube videos are audio, like I said, the more we go on, the more they will start to be video. And leave comments over there too, wherever you can get over to do it. That's the most important thing we've talked about multiple times. It's the most important thing about podcasting and streaming or doing any of that stuff is that we crave your comments. We crave your interaction. We want to have a discussion. It's more than we two assholes sitting here yapping at each other.
Yeah.
We want to know what you think. So make sure to subscribe on our website at duelingogres.com for shows and articles pertaining to some of your favorite geek news. Leave those comments and be sure to leave a 5-star review on iTunes or find us on, again, YouTube, iHeartRadio, or nearly anywhere else you can find a podcast. Brandon?
Yes, Irvington.
It's been a pleasure working with you today.
It has. It's been a good podcast. It's been a weird podcast.
I like it weird.
I like it real greasy.
I like it real nerd hole greased up.
Ugh.
So until next week, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt.
And your tusks sharp.
Good night. And that's a wrap. Blammo.
Are you going to stream tonight?
Yes.
What are you going to stream?
I don't know. Probably not Soma.
Because it creeped you out?
No, just because I don't like to stream the same thing 2 nights in a row as a rule.
Yeah.
I like to mix it up. So, but I haven't decided yet what I'm going to play. What do you think I should play? Hold on, let me pull up my game lists.
Okay, let me go pee real quick while you're pulling that up.
Okay.
Because I got to pee.
Got fucking cold all of a sudden. Sorry.
What?
That I got that song stuck into your head.
Did you or did I? Because I was singing it when I got home from work.
Oh, maybe you did. Maybe you got it stuck in my head, you son of a bitch. Talk about moving. All right, let's do this.
I'm tired.
Wake up. Wake up, you fucking bitch. Wow.
Yeah, that was something.
That was mean. Why are you so mean, Remington? Why are you so mean and ugly? Look at how ugly you are. You're an
Look
ugly...
at you ugly bastard.
You are an ugly, ugly boy. Excuse you. Bob, I love you to death, but shut the fuck up. You didn't want anything to do with me for the last 25 minutes that I've been on here. Fuck off.
Fuck you too, meow.
Jesus. Oh, by the way, you're doing something now. You're recording. Can I make a lot of noise, Ma? Ma? Fucking bitch.